Hey guys, welcome back to Vampyr. This is Ciarasteina, and I looked back on my last recording and found that this was actually the paper that I needed, and I just glanced over it because I thought it was going to be a lot easier to understand, but it's actually this up here that shows the directions of the pressure plates, and then you have to press them in a certain order. I honestly have no idea. Like, I've been reading these. Like, I read this and I don't get. Like, I don't know how. I had to look up the answer because this is very not easy to understand. So, on that note, I'm going back to the place, seeing if it works, and let's hope it does. And the only reason why I'm putting this much effort into it is because it does give you like one of the best it gives you one of the, or not one of, it gives you the best weapon in the game.
Oh my god!
Theoretically, anyway. I'm not sure, so. Of course, like, everyone wants a piece of me. Of course. So I'm, oh, not that way. So I'm heading back. Didn't want me to kill you in this way. You shouldn't have poisoned me. Oh, you have something. It's okay. So.
Easy does it, boys. We can deal with this.
Come on.
Over there! There's one of them vermin. Want some of this?
No. I don't want to kill you guys. I'm trying to work together with you to solve this whole thing, but no. You need to be pains in the asses, literally.
Over there! There's one of them
Seriously?
vermin.
Jeez. Healthy, isn't it sanitized? Did something change? Oh, because I killed him. God, the only pillar I was able to save so far is him, and I don't know if I'm going to have to kill him. I mean, this one's sanitized. So yeah, I've learned that if you let him live, everybody in every single district gets sick. So, yeah. But by killing him, everybody is cured. Because you're like trying to cure an epidemic, and if he lives, his money doesn't go to helping those people.
Get them weapons!
The more you know.
Stupid newborn!
There can't be any more of you guys. I mean, why do you keep spawning? Seriously. I was told repeatedly there wasn't very many of you guys even around. Alright, so wrong one. So it is triangle. I should probably write this down. Of course, never have a pen right where I need it. So, let's see. It's diamond, and then circle, fish, and square. Okay, and so what we have to do is fish, circle, square, circle, fish, diamond. Okay, so fish, circle, square, circle, fish, diamond. Circle, fish, diamond. Okay, that did nothing. I did get that note right? Square, diamond, circle, fish. I'll try it again. Maybe I didn't press it all the way, so let's sit on it for a second. Fish, circle, square, circle, fish, diamond. Aha! Bloody Roots achievement. True Dragonbane. Nice. To any of my legates or any clever stranger who would one day decipher the code leading to this parchment, this was not written for you but for me, for the founder of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole. Ooh, it's hit like the founder's actual weapon. I had many memories and too long a story. These few lines are meant to help me remember who I was, what choices I made, and why I did what I chose to do. To never cease to inquire about immortals and firmly banish any of them who would prove evil. Through the centuries of my long life, I have been given many names and titles, but I remember being born on the beautiful island of Albion. I forgot the precise date, but I was told it was during the summer of the first quarter of the 5th century, after the birth of the Christian Messiah. My God, that's a mouthful. So in like 500 AD, I'm guessing. I vaguely remember my mother's voice as sweet as fresh honey when she sang to my older brother and me. She named me Powell and my brother Emrys. My father was a strong knight of the kingdom of Penichin. I think I had a happy childhood. I learned to read and I was taught by wise men. Then the Saxons came and all was lost. The invaders came from the east and took the land. That was before the false prophet, now known as the horned trickster, presented himself. So I'm gonna turn my volume all the way down. Presented himself in front of King Gorthrim to foresee the fight of the red and the white dragons and the defeat of our people. His words were so powerful that the king made him his advisor. As soldiers, as warriors, my father and my brother had no choice but to stand by their king and fight. As a priest, I was free to choose another path. After the death of our mother, I led the exile of my people. I led them across the sea, the young, the old, the sick, to the islands of Ushant and Bats, to the city Ashmore, where are these places? I don't know if these are real places. I'm sure they are, I just don't know. All in all these places I went, I spoke the truth in true faith and spoke about the devil and his crooked horns. Which is funny because the apparition of our father, he has horns. And he's red. With the years, I almost forgot about the face of my mother and force of my youth and about the fall of our land and the death of my relatives. I had so much to accomplish. I was a bishop and I had a flock to guide. My eyes looked into the future. I forgot to remember my previous life. I forgot how to remember my previous life. I was old and at peace when my brother Emrys found me, many years after his tomb had been sealed. I saw his dead flesh walk toward me in the dim light of the evening, and his rotten mouth spoke ill of me. He called me a traitor, for I had fled the land of our ancestors when he remained to fight. The trickster was his master now. He had granted him an unnatural and prolonged life. I called my own brother the son of the dragon, and a dragon himself, for that is what he had become. But he refused to listen. He wanted me to join him and help him to protect Albion, to unite our people again in the next battles to come. To achieve victory, he offered me everlasting life. As I refused, he attacked me. His fangs and claws went deep into my flesh. Finally, I managed to bind him with my stole, and the power of God struck him. My mouth is really dry. Then I sent him away, back to the sea and to the shadows, forbidden to ever come back. This is a true story of my brother and my stole. This is how we were both defeated, for my words did not convince him, and his bite corrupted me. Soon I died, and rose from my grave to forever walk under the clouded moon. I drank the blood, I changed my face. For the crime I had committed upon my own kin, I swore to go back to Albion. There I would watch and protect the land my own way, strengthened by my faith, but blinded by the sun. Of my weakness I would make strength, a ray of hope in the darkness, for the centuries to come. Under many disguises among the living, bound to my oath to protect the living from the threat of the dragons, and ready to ban any of them who would prove evil. So the leader of St. Paul's Stole was a vampire. Interesting. Okay, talk to him about it or no?
Good evening.
Have you any news?
You unburdened his heart and cleared his mind. A most elegant solution, I must say, Jonathan.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander. Fool and the Empress. Again. What are the cards?
Okay. The Fool and the Empress. I wonder if that's kind of a nod to my character and Elizabeth. So I might as well go prepare to fight the disaster. I might as well go this way. Those brothers are still cryptic as hell. Like, I've exhausted the dialogue with them, but they're still cryptic as hell. Have I been in here? I don't recall. Let us upgrade this bad boy. This ancient sword with a Latin phrase engraved on the blade has been forged in Wales during the 6th century. And okay, so all those places were in Wales apparently. And belonged to Paulus Aurelianus, founder of the Brotherhood of St. Paul Stole. Legend says he had this blade forged before he chose the path of exile and left England with his people. Dragonbane has been passed to each new primate of the Brotherhood, and many have been used. It may have been used in secret ceremonies. When a primate was sent on a path of war to defeat a hostile creature, the sacred sword was supposedly lost during the schism between the Brotherhood and the Guard of Pruin in the middle of the 19th century. It seems a few copies may have been made, but this is a true and original Dragonbane. So this is one of the copies. So let's see. Increase damage. Oh, absorb blood. That might be good. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh, it does so much more damage. Whew. Charlotte steak is a lot better. Do I have Charlotte steak on me? Let's see. Yeah, I do. So the true Dragonbane. That is much better. Okay. Yeah, it definitely is worth doing that quest. But you have to get, that quest done before you can do it, so. Probably should have taken some, oh, I can't go through here? Oh. I guess I wouldn't be able to go through here. But some, stamina reduction. Jeez. Pardon the pun, but it's like a hot knife through butter. go that way. Damn it. I wonder if these guys are just leveled for this area, or if it really is like... Oh, hi there. Jeez. Yeah, I was just gonna say this sword is a beast. But yes, I would highly recommend getting this sword.
Against malevolence and trickery.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I wish I knew more about, Camilla. Like, why is she a silent person? Obviously she's mute, but it's like, she can't, like, sign language me something.
See them fancy crows? Send you back in a fucking grave! Look lively! It's on task! Spark is fast!
That's it. What's up, rat?
This is despicable.
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Was it back there somehow? I don't think I can get back there. I wonder if he's in that crypt. I thought he would be here. Oh, here it is. Uh-huh. He's trying to
Good
kill
evening,
him.
vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here
He's
because
like
I need you.
kind
Really?
of vampire
intrigued.
looking.
Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies! Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed.
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
Ouch.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
Ain? That's how they pronounce Ian?
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings, departed for an unknown destination.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stowe brothers.
Adieu, vampire hunter.
Until we meet again, blood drinker.
You might want to get those veins in your head checked out. They don't look healthy. You go that way. Please. Good job.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
So saving his life actually made it easier on me? Question mark. God, this is a freaking maze. Oh, this is a house. I'm not gonna mess with him. I just want out of this mess. Okay, how the frick do I get out of here? Must have missed the exit. I did. I was gonna say, let me guess, Prewin's here. I like these swords because they have kind of an AoE. If people stand close to each other, you hit more than one. And now I have to go to the morgue.
Now steady, boys. We've Gotta say, it ain't human. Die, vermin!
So search for insulin.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Insulin is a substitute for garlic? And why can't they use garlic? Pruin's here. It's upstairs.
This one's a top! He's dead!
Like, I don't want to kill you.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Create the solution. So am I gonna have to kill Elizabeth? 'Cause that's what it sounds like. Since she's the source of the infection, even though she's not malignant.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Where do I have to go? All the way over there. I wonder if I should go up here this way. Probably. Reach the hive. Oh, are they gonna be very unfriendly to me? But didn't I only make one dose? Come on. Yeah, I'm level 28 here. When I decided to test what would happen if I like embraced everybody I came across, I was like level 32 in like chapter 3. Like I definitely could have sucked everyone's blood out and gotten very powerful.
Anything to connect me to this city anymore.
And leave, dude. No one's stopping you. I have to go this way. Yes. It's like old Brit. Bridget. I don't want to piss you off, but I kind of need to kill your friend. Oh, hi.
It's locked.
Probably need to embrace one of these ladies to get it. Oh, that's right. This doesn't go anywhere. How do I... I feel bad. It's like she was a bitch, but I don't really want to kill her. Not if she's getting better.
This place has been ransacked. They've all been slaughtered. Priwen? No, not their style.
Harriet went on a killing spree. What happened to old Bridget? There's a lot of blood down here.
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Oh yeah, she did. Quite the bloody one as well. I'm gonna guess she's killing old Bridget. I got it, my new sword. Something tells me this is not going to be a pleasant fight. Oh, hello.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Myrddin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man.
That's
I was
Welsh.
born out of blood.
Born out of blood.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
But this one was handmade.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke. you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to kill my love interest. Anything over this way? I was trying to save my thing. Oh, that didn't look good from what I could see. I thought she said she was getting better.
I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you!
She's poisoning the water.
My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature?
Oh, wow, okay. I injected myself. Oh, jeez, I am wrecking her shit.
Is this the dream? Awake. This anger I feel, is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
Jeez. Unnatural disaster achievement unlocked.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
Okay then. Didn't I just cure myself of vampirism though?
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I was gonna say, why don't you go up there and talk to her?
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suascars.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over now. London is no longer shrouded in the disaster's shadow. We're all safe.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife.
Oh, shit.
Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
Huh.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger, red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another, from predator to victim, patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
Ooh, scene change. Cool car. But yes, highly recommend getting that sword. It's awesome.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps?
This really
I better
looks
hurry.
like the castle my family owns. It is supposed to be Scotland too, right? Like the Donnan Castle. It's actually quite famous. Oh, hello. What have you got to say now?
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep. Now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
Yet you wanted to forbid me to go to her.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother. My dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
So he's like a god.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor.
It's like because she
You
was
hold
given a
the knowledge
transfusion.
needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Fair enough.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
True enough.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sea.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
So William Marshall is still alive.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood is as wise as it is ancient. You have nothing to fear from it.
I am not afraid.
Do you truly think they are merely scholars poring over dusty books? The stole of St. Paul wielded faith sufficient to cast a dragon into the abyss.
That is just a legend.
Am I not a legend? Are you not about to become one yourself?
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
What is she then?
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawn of this generation.
Okay.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
Yeah, he said he was saying goodbye to his sons.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest
So
peril.
he was a vampire too.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not
God, was
surprised?
everybody freaking vampires back then?
But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
That's gross. Find a way to enter the castle.
It's locked. The castle walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
I need to get in somewhere before the sun comes up. Oh, okay. Dun. Why are those things shining?
It's locked, all right. The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
God, that really looks like they leaned on him. I wonder if they modeled it after that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be...
Ah, dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I noted you wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight. Excuse me. Because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint Louis. Sadly closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset.
Here somewhere.
It's me.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered.
That's more disturbing than flattering. 1795. Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office if you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Very sincerely, Lady Ashbury. So, she just bought this place 20 years ago?
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Elizabeth Blackwood.
This castle is falling apart.
Lady Ashbury, 1888. That's not very gentlemanly of you to say that it's falling apart, even though it is.
That sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Locate the secret passage.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Sword.
Here's another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Jacob Blackwood, 1788. Wow. She goes back a ways.
This painting looks suspicious.
What painting? There's like dozens of them. That looks like Shane Dawson. Wow, Van Gogh painted her. You have anything to say about that? It's like, obviously, this is the secret entrance, but how do I use it? Ah, 1909. Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussion about 1909. I thought this was the 1800s. And thank you for your previous letter and ardent discussion of vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion considering scientific and modern approach toward the need for blood and cure of addiction. I must confess I admire your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunborough Sanatorium. I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be for me an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful but far quieter Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to embrace your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea. He said this painting looks strange, but I don't see what painting he's talking about. So, oh, that one. Oh. Interesting. 1807, dear Miss Ashbury. When last we communicated, you asked for conveyance of a large coffin from Temple Church, London. L? I'm happy to report your request has finally been validated. My drivers have been informed that for security reasons, guards must always protect the coffin. You have hired these individuals who will be waiting for us in London. They also have been informed that under no circumstances should the carriage try to pass a river by boat, but always by road and bridges, for the precious wood and the relics inside the coffin cannot be exposed to humidity and moisture. This is another thing that vampires can't do in lore, is they can't travel over water. You'll find a detailed quote for the entire operation attached to this letter. We are ready to go to London as soon as payment is received in full. Very respectfully, Samuel Lewis, independent contractor. Okay, I'm hitting L.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Sword and a moon. I found the sword, right? It's a shield. Oh, it's a. Okay, so they're around the room. Voila. This is a longer episode, but I think this might be the end. 12:17. Wow. And an angel came to me, blessed be God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground only to awake the next night. You will serve me as you protect your king, said the angel before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the eons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they consider me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men and serve my new purpose. Blessed be God. 1350. Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death, an epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God, I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. I wonder if this is Williams. 1569. It's almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappeared in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approached to get their share of the mortal suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures. I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I'll serve and protect England. 1578. Tonight in the small town village of Hoddesdon, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak, without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. Oh, Elizabeth. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name was Elizabeth Inglewood. I'm not alone anymore. Together we shall praise God in all his glory for eons to come. My heart, 1618. My heart is breaking, my soul is bleeding. Tonight my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew and all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Inglewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hodgson, she will find me there, managing the bull inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back. What the heck happened? I didn't do that. The devil is at work again. The Great Plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the bull inn and go there. Once more, William Marshall shall protect the land. 1666. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence, but half of London burnt down. Ever since I have dreamt of a red flood of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster has tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I'm afraid. I shall crawl back into my retreat and pray to God for mercy of my infected soul. 1667. Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? Wow, this is getting pretty close. My prayers have been heard. I found the strength to resist the need for blood, my never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I have done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know how to appease the blood of hate. 1785. The brother of St. Paul's Stool finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet me inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol to choose the place where I defeated the disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against the evil creature. The Deus Astro, the eater of stars, disaster, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request. By my burning desire to stop the blood of hate, their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this blood artifact could heal anything, cleanse my blackened soul and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord, it took me more than 100 years. Why is it doing that? I'm not... Ugh. I don't even have my hand on my keyboard. Soon the rage shall end, soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. Wait, I've read this before. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell. Yeah, I read that. I finally managed to gather all the ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels. Blood of the purest heart for the fortitude, blood of the king for courage, garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience almost made me mad by the hunger, I waited again and again until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she was only Lady Blackwood now, the dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. Ooh. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins in her soul. I told her I had found a cure, and that I managed to create 1 dose of antidote. I gave it to her, to give her back her previous peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the Tear of Angels and left. I hope to see her again, cured and at peace. 1794. She came back to me finally, cured, healthy, joyful, my Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France, after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate. That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask, as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. Next year, my dearest daughter came back to me to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me strength. I resist the urges during the journey from London to my... Stop it. God, please give me strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Soul, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last, with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth. Underneath an angel. Interesting.
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
He's obviously weak.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father.
He's wearing a cross.
What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
A few minutes?
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil, she exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered.
Well, obviously we can make another one.
William Marshall was, and still is.
What do you do for him?
Take the
I visit
antidote?
him
I
as
don't
often as
understand that.
possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Even though she does, but only on the dying, according to her.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think?
Or
He is a
when
thirsty
people threaten her.
who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered
Thank you.
immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
Come on. Oh, hi. Oh, God, you're heavy. Sorry, my cat. Hey, baby.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him.
How do you know?
I tried.
Oh.
Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I need to know more. I want to know who you really are. Where you were born. Where you lived.
I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood in 1551 in Hertfordshire. My parents owned a pub in Hoddesdon. Are you satisfied?
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected.
Kind of
and
found
bit
out
me.
by reading that.
He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you.
How did you...
I can't let you go.
Because
where
I
she
know
was.
now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yes.
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The Tears of the Angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time.
But isn't he a vampire?
Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
I came from basically the source of vampires.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire.
Oh,
He made you
Merlin is
a
Michael.
blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
So
Please,
there's
Sir William.
a difference
I need to
between
know what the blood of hate
vampires
is.
and the blood
How
of
is
hate.
it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Yeah, we already learned all
Where
this.
is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness.
So the
I
disaster is
swore I
a
would
sickness.
find a way to make things right.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done
Why didn't you make
and how
two
I failed.
antidotes?
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the
That
sky
even
a
looks like
final
my
time.
family's sword right there.
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear. For it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord.
Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it.
She gonna off herself?
The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
Aww.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a
I'll
chance?
stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
That's where you're wrong, Elizabeth. Since I murdered my poor Mary after my rebirth, I vowed to never take a life again, and I've succeeded.
Except I killed thousands of people.
I'm not sure I have the strength of character. I'm not like William. I'm not like you.
Let me teach you then. Come with me, my love.
Oh, Jonathan, if only this could be true. I really don't know.
We'll run away. Go to the deepest forests, the highest mountains. Untouched by man, we'll hide in solitude until I find a cure.
Do you trust me then?
Until the end of the world, my love.
Aww.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed.
Why is she like
I wish
blonde
you
in
a
everything
peace
but her
duly
character?
earned for the centuries
All
yet
the
to come.
images, she's blonde.
They will come.
Even the paintings.
I bid thee farewell, my champion bittersweet. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
A taste for blood, achievement unlocked. Yay! No music? As soon as I say that, of course. I do love Jonathan's voice actor. I have a thing for voices, and his definitely radiated with me. Lots of French names. was a fun game, though. I mean, it was extremely story-driven, which I appreciate. I like, RPGs that are heavily, story-driven instead of action-driven. And just, you can tell, like, whoever wrote the script and everything, they really, when they did their homework, there's a lot of history in here. And two, it's like they're very imaginative, and to be drawn into that world, it's, it's really cool. When you first start to play a game like this, it's like, okay, just playing a game, but the more and more you get invested in it, you're like actually drawn into that world, and it's kind of like reading a book, but like instead of reading a book, you're basically playing a visual novel. So it was great. Script doctor, that's kind of an interesting term. Good job, Anthony Howell. I did notice that a lot of people had the same voice. But Jonathan's voice is so distinct that I don't think he could have pulled off playing anyone else. I could be wrong, but... Oh, they didn't capitalize Forbes on Jonathan Forbes. That's annoying to me. Redgrave and McCollum were the same voice actor? Interesting. Oh no, they're the same motion capture. Never mind. Additional programming. Nothing. There could have been a little refinement. There could have been a little bit of editing as far as like the things that I read. There were some typos and minor things like that, and the game was kind of glitchy from time to time. I'm not sure if that was just my setup or if it was the game where my keyboard seemed to freeze. I haven't had that issue with any other game, so I don't know, but my keyboard would freeze and then like it would lag, so like it would freeze for 5 seconds and then all the actions that I made before would like happen all at once. So just little things here and there, but it wasn't bad enough to take me out of the story for sure. I would definitely give this like a 9 out of 10. It was really fun. And we're done. Alright, well thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and I will see you in the next game. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to play, but we'll figure it out. I'll see you soon. Bye.